Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Full Metal Crayon Eaters, brought to you by Veterans Anonymous and sponsored by Mad Viking Beard Mustache Company. The views and opinions expressed on Full Metal Crayon Eaters do not, and I repeat, do not directly reflect the views and opinions of Mad Viking or Veterans Anonymous. Someone will be offended at some point during this broadcast. You have been warned, don't be a dick. So sit back, relax, enjoy, have fun, and interact. Yeah, we like that shit. The show will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Get ready to move your noodly appendages.
God has a hard-on for Marines.
Double time! Push! Yeah! Oh, pump me up! Pump me up! Don't let me down! Don't let me down! Oh, pump it up! Pump it up! All around! All around! 2 days! 2 days! 96! 96! 2 days! 2 days! 96! 96! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Army Navy was a not for me! Marine Corps! Air Force was just a too easy! Marine Corps! What I need was a little bit more! Marine Corps! I need a life that is hardcore! Marine Corps! Parasailing where it all began! Marine Corps! A little rock with a lots to say! Marine Corps! I can't forget about Hollywood! Marine Corps! San Diego, and it's all good! Marine Corps! PG drill all day long! Marine Corps! Keep me running from a desk to dawn! Marine Corps! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Tell me now what you're waiting for! Marine Corps! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Well, now I'm gonna sing it some more! Marine Corps! First phase, it broke me down! Marine Corps! Second phase, I started to come around! Marine Corps! Third phase, I was lean and mean! Marine Corps! Graduation standing tall in my green! Marine Corps! To anybody who asks me why! Marine Corps! Here's to them, or here's my reply! Marine Corps! I'll be a Marine till the day I die! Marine Corps! Motivated and a simplified! Marine Corps! So 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Tell me now what you're waiting for! Marine Corps! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Listen up, I'm gonna sing it some more! Marine Corps! I turn terror to the Bellow Woods! Marine Corps! We're making history so it's understood! Marine Corps! Iwo Jima to a Guadalcanal! Marine Corps! Kicking butt just to everywhere! Marine Corps! Frozen chosen to the Ho Chi Minh! Marine Corps! I think it's time that we do it again! Marine Corps! Beirut, Lebanon! Marine Corps! I think it's time that we get it done! Marine Corps! 1, 2, 3, 4! Marine Corps! Tell me now what you're waiting for! Marine Corps! Went to Vietnam! Went to Vietcong! Smoked a lot of grass! Smoked a lot of ass! Yep! 1, 2, 3, 4! United States Marine Corps! Super 5! Do or die! Turn up the volume! Just like a radio! Hi-fi stereo! Pump it up! In the front! Pump it up! In the middle! Pump it out! In the rear! What that gear? What's that sound of the devil's dog? Say, what's that running down your back? How you like them fucking apples, America?
Hey,
Hi.
trying
Good
to
evening.
trying to share to other pages.
I know.
It was being weird. It kept
Was it
going
being
to-
weird or was the operator error?
No, it was going to gaming. So when I was trying to do it from Veterans Anonymous, it was going to other gaming pages,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally, it went to the right spot. So
Noise.
shared.
This is episode number 19. Like, who thought we would do this for 19 weeks?
19 weeks of us rambling.
Yeah, and we're just getting started. Margie, Uncle Si, Gunny, Chad, X, Mr. Spectre,
I actually called Gunny before the show to see if he wanted to come on and bullshit for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just got home from vacation. There's shit everywhere in the house. He says, I'll catch up with you guys in a few weeks. I'd like to have Gunny on. And
Yeah. 11 and a half miles and still going today. I'm tuning in to watch as I go. Hell yeah, Chad, get after it.
And Jackie's watching too.
If Jackie's watching, she hasn't commented, so I can't say hi to her. I can't see who all's watching.
Yeah.
I can just see the comments.
It's like if it's not on video, it didn't happen, or pictures, it didn't happen.
Exactly. I got new silkies. I'm not going to stand up because I'm cycling right now. But I'll even take them out of the bag for you so you can see them in their glory.
Oh, there's a name I haven't seen in forever. It's Quinn. Look, Quinn is watching.
Hey,
Nice.
black and white. I got 2 of these, and I didn't get the smalls this time. I bought the size that I need.
Medium.
I got 2 of these. No, I got larges. I don't know. They do have a drawstring, so I got 2 of these, and I got 2 more American flat hair coming.
But they're not silky unless a ball's going to fall out.
Well, I can make that happen. All you gotta do is ask. What's up, Scott? That man is working his ass off to help me.
Yes, from what I hear.
I actually just got the Oklahoma chapter donation. Scott, thank you. Yeah, so I bought I don't know what you'd call it, one of those under the desk cycle thingies. So, yeah, I'm doing this for the entire show. I probably should have put on socks first because my feet are going to get all weird. But hey, whatever.
Andrew said you might want to be careful. You get some cheek leakage.
That's not Andrew. That's X.
That's X. What was Andrew's name?
Andrew's like Picasso or something like that.
I know he's Picasso on Slack. That's why it threw me off. So my back is swollen tonight, so if I have to get up and pee, it's going to be a little bit more than normal. When it swells against my bladder, and it's no good.
You know, you have a bladder the size of a pea. It's okay.
Yeah.
No,
that's JR.
Good evening, Jade.
If JR has to pee, it's now. Ooh. And that's why.
Oh,
That's why I put this on there.
Where's my? There it is. All right. That's where I can't scoot backwards. Sasquatch breeding area. Avoid eye contact. Nice.
I was over at his house last night. Hey, look, Gunny joined.
Hell yeah.
We gotta
Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, we gotta switch that layout.
What's up, guys?
How's it going, Gunny?
You gotta change his name to Gunny.
Okay. I had to stop pedaling to do that.
Oh, to change his name?
No, well, I have to use my mouse. I have to stop pedaling. There we go.
Ooh, I like that flag in your background.
I do too. I like those bottles back there too.
This is my inside bar.
The inside bar?
Oh, you have an outside bar too?
Yeah, I have a little tiki bar on the deck.
look at me, I'm Gunny. I got an outside. No, I'm just
you
kidding.
can't do that because look at me, I'm Kyle. I drove my RV to the county fair.
I did. I'm like a pro driving that thing now. I've only driven it like 3 times.
We love ours. We just got back. We spent a week in Pocono and then went camping afterwards. I love it. I've got my wife convinced that we need to buy one. So I don't know where I'm going to park it.
I might have one for sale after my run. I'm just saying.
Is it your RV? Did you buy it? You borrow it from somebody else?
I bought it.
Nice.
It was a necessity. There's no way he's driving with it or riding without some kind of safety vehicle. So,
yeah.
How big is it?
29 feet, I think.
All right. Yeah, that's what we got an old guy from the Marine Corps League a couple years ago. He overheard me talking about going to Pocono and NASCAR, and he said, hey, Gunny, if you ever want to use an RV, I've got a 30-footer you can borrow anytime. Like, all right, great. So we went and looked at it. I turned it on, and it had like 200 miles on it. I said, Mike, are you shitting me right now? You're going to give me your brand new. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, whatever. So we've over the last couple of years, it has 16,000 miles on it right now. I think we put over half of them on it. So much fun.
The one I got's only got 33,000 on it, and
Yeah,
it's not even broke in yet.
you know,
I could give you RV horror stories about picking one up from Cincinnati on a double car hauler pulled behind a half-ton truck or a one-ton, a Ford one-ton diesel. That was some illegal, sketchy shit, and I'm glad we made it home.
We've never done any illegal shit.
Half our show's illegal. I don't know. How we haven't been banned. I don't know. I might be in Facebook jail after a comment I made on Kate's Unsafe Space. I don't know if you guys know who Kate Unsafe Space is. She was a girl at Kent State that open carried AR, and she got famous. But not too long ago, she shit herself at like doing an interview, like actually shit herself. So she's doing this big podcast about how we should be sympathetic to the girl who took third in the hammer throw and everything else. And my comment was, are you still shitting your pants? So I'm probably going to get...
nice.
I don't know how, but I've never been in Facebook jail. I don't.
You know what? I did.
I had to go there because of this, but oh well.
I just got off my Facebook. They restrict you like the first time. You're not allowed to do Facebook Live for like 30 days, and you have to do other stuff. And it was a funny comment that I made. One of a captain that I was in the Marines with, we were joking about stories, and I made a comment for $10 a month. I would send him a picture of my butthole, and immediately got restricted. And I was just like I've said way more worse things than that. Oh man, I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. Dave Long, who's in the comments right now, gets banned more times. Him and Dean Cerny are like, they might as well have life sentences.
Yeah.
I just don't post enough, I guess. Or just keep my opinion to myself. I guess that's what it boils down to. It's hard sometimes.
Gunny had to bring up the thing about butts. I don't see it on here, though. Oh, there it is.
I feel like I'm in that scene from... I sent her a picture. She said, nice ass. Bitch, that's my stomach.
That is definitely, if I was to send a pic, except for less hair on the stomach.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in that scene from Willy Wonka where he's on the bicycle. Yeah.
So, for you guys that don't know, Jesse is, we call him Gunny. He's on the show. He watches every week religiously. Is writing a book called Born in a Bar. And you want to give the premise of your book since you have the platform and maybe solicit some more stories for it, because I know you still got a little bit of time to get some stories in.
Sure. So a couple years ago, my best friend and I, we went through high school together. I joined the Marines. He went to college. I got out of the Marines after 4 years the first time. He ended up moving in with me. And we just had a run of just stupid shit that we did. He ended up joining the Marines again, or as an officer, came in as an officer. We were stationed together. And, we always talked about writing a book just to share our stories of stupidity that we did over the time that we were in. And last year, over COVID, it really kind of started to come around. I'm talking to a bunch of my Marines, and we would just bullshit. And I ran my idea of, about it through a couple other Marines, and they all loved it. They wanted to hear it. Most of them, follow me on Facebook, and they have been there for some of the stories and seen some of the stupid shit that I've done. And what it did is it caused like people to reach out to other Marines, and they kept talking to each other. And I mean, it just kind of snowballed. And it was like, if this is something that can, a stupid story from the Marines making fun of myself for doing something can cause 6,000 Marines to call each other up and, and bullshit about their time in the service and the stories that they did, maybe that'd be something that could help, especially with veteran suicide. Just to check in on them. I know I'm horrible at checking in on my buddies. And I never ask for help. I'm always the one I can just do everything myself. And you realize over the last year how important that socialization really is. So I said, you know what, this is the time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put all my stories in, and I'm going to solicit stories from other Marines, and just have this a big, a book full of just this stupid, hilarious stripper drunkenness stories that each one of us has, from while we were in. And then it came from there. So yeah, I'm real excited for this. It's going to be out November 10th, which is perfect timing.
Yes.
And I'm still taking stories. I can, looking at by the end of July, I really kind of have to cut it off. I've been pretty lucky that I have a Marine that I was with who is a lawyer now. So I send him all of the stuff. He's kind of pre-reading it. I found an editor who's a really good friend of mine. She read my first story and she was like, you know what? I want to be a part of this. And I was a little apprehensive because, when people are going to read a story about hooking up with a stripper, or, whatever, I was like, well, let's just see. So I sent her one, and she called me on the phone and she was crying. She was, this is incredible. So, but she sent me the paperback and her updates that she had to it. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Like I would definitely let you help me with this. So this is what we kind of been going on for the last, about the last month. And we've been talking every Tuesday night, going over all the stories that I've been getting in and mine. So I'm actually really ahead of the game as where I thought I was going to be. So I definitely have a couple more weeks that I can take stories. So if anybody out there has any great, Marine Corps stories, or, have that buddy who is the life of the party with telling stories, definitely have them, look me up. I'm on here, Facebook, Instagram. I have my own website, bornonabar.com. I'd love to hear them.
In fact, I'm waiting on certain texts. Oh, because
it's my phone that's going off.
Well, mine was going off too, but after you get 20 notifications in 5 minutes, it stops going ding for that.
Oh yeah, I have the group chat muted for the show. I'm looking forward to the book though, because I definitely want to read it for sure. I was like telling some of my work about it the other day, and they were like, "You want to read that?" I'm like, "Yes, yeah, I do want to read this." And they're like,
"Yeah,
why?" You just don't get it.
And when I first started this, I was thinking, like anybody in the military is going to read it and they're going to find it funny. Civilians, I was a little worried about, because some of our humor they don't get it. They don't find the same things funny that we do. And a couple of the stories that I shared with friends, they were just like, this is fucking funny as shit. So, I think some people get it. I think if you're, if you get offended by little things, you're probably not going to like the book, but that's not really my problem. So I'm not going to do any refunds if you don't like it.
And this isn't wife friendly. If you have a story in there, you may not want your wife to read this book. So
just send it under anonymous or something. Change the name, something.
Yeah.
When I first started writing this, my wife was completely on board, and I was sitting at the kitchen table and I was writing them, and she, said like, "Hey, I want to read, what you have done so far." And one of the stories was from my best friend Ski, and she already knows most of the story. It was, through my divorce, we would go to Hooters and then go to a strip club, and he moved to West Virginia. So we get up there and there is a strip club, like literally over the river and through the woods behind his house, like right next to it. They picked this house because of me. So she knows this whole story. I have a gold bottle of champagne from that night. It was $450. So she knows most of the story. Well, she's reading it, and there's one part in there where I talk about the girl from Hooters, Kate, and when I first wrote it, I said, Kate has got the nicest tits you've ever seen. Well, she read that and immediately was like, oh, this is great. This is exactly what I was afraid of. What are you going to think about your kids reading this, or your parents are going to read this? And my only thing was, I was like, well, I'm not writing this for you. I'm not writing it for them. So when I went on, I adjusted my webpage, and that was my very first thing. Look, this is not for you, your wife, your girlfriend. It's not for my pastor. This is not that book. But she's kind of come around a little bit, and she knows it's just in good fun, and so
That's good.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Kyle to say that, hey, Tom actually put a ticker on the bottom with the website.
I saw it.
I see that. Yeah.
I'm just so proud of you right now.
I'm the technically challenged one in the group. I'm like asking him, I want to get a new computer, and I've been asking him all week, what should I get? What's the least that I need to get? So
it's like buying a truck right now. You just don't want to do it.
Yeah, because of the computer.
Everybody's buying up shit.
That you got your crypto miners and
Those bastards.
Oh.
Reason why.
So Dave just asked, where can we buy the book? So Dave, it'll be right now. It's planning on going through Amazon, so it'll be on Amazon. It'll also be available through borninthebar.com. I kind of actually ran into a little hiccup, and I'm a little pissed off at the Marines right now. So I got to see what happens. But when I first started this, and before I went on and actually made my website, I made sure that there was no Born in a Bar trademark, no copyright, nothing. And I should have, at the point that I made my website, I should have went on and trademarked it, Born in a Bar. So I did that back in February. And I was laying in my RV yesterday, and I don't know what made me think, and I was like, oh, you know what? I forgot to do that. That was on my list of things that I wanted to do. And I went on, and I'll be damned if less than a month after I put my borninthebar.com and started putting the book and everything on Facebook, the Marine Corps went out, and they're trying to trademark Born in a Bar. So now, I mean, luckily the thing is with the book itself, it wouldn't compete with their trademark on T-shirts and hats and stuff.
Yeah.
But I had already started, like, I've got a bunch of T-shirts kind of that I had thought of with, including, I was the employee at the month at Driftwood, North Carolina, with Born on the Bar, kind of working on all that stuff. So
but
it's going to change.
Put borninthebar.com on there, you're fine.
Yeah. So I really need to find somebody who is an attorney for trademarks and see what I can't do, about it.
Contact Albert Wooden, president of Save 22. He is working with 3 trademark and attorneys right now that are doing stuff for free. So,
well, I will definitely have to reach out to him then. Yeah, that was
because the day you actually contacted me about wanting to do some of the proceeds to Save 22 from the book and using us as a reference or whatever inside the book, it was hike day. And I was like, I don't have time for this guy right now, and I'm not going to remember. So bear with me. I will get back to you on like Tuesday, Wednesday, because my brain that day and the day before, you can ask Kyle, I'm everywhere. Kyle has to remind me to eat. In fact, everybody reminds me to eat that week. So,
yep.
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him though.
Yeah, Albert's a good dude. And if you got with Albert earlier, we would have got you in with MHR and onto the track. And with that, you can't wait. Once you contact Baron, you have to commit, or else you're out. I mean, because they fill those slots real quick with veterans. MHR is a great organization to do that, and that's who we work really closely with. So.
Yeah, no, we have fun at the track either way. We camp out in the infield all weekend, and we get to pit passes. So we definitely have. We've been volunteering there with the Air Force for the last probably 10 years. So
now, how I know you was camping down in the Air Force in the infield, I didn't really pay attention. I probably could have shot. Well, I don't think Bailey raced that weekend. He raced trucks.
Correct. Yeah.
So. Did they race trucks at the Poconos?
They did.
I could have messaged Mr. Curry, who has a spot down there, and I could have got you down there and probably met Bailey, our driver. So next time we'll know the mesh a little bit closer, because
Yeah, we'll definitely put it on the schedule for next year. I'll let them know that where we are. We're always at the same spot. We always have a good group of military guys that are all volunteers, so we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. Bailey would probably come over and visit with you guys. He's very good about giving up some free time.
Yeah,
Kyle just going away over there. Got them feet going.
I'm watching the ticker go.
You have miles yet?
34 minutes. I don't know. It's cycling through its thing. I don't know how far I went yet. I probably don't have it set up right. I'm just pedaling away though.
Hoorah.
2,700 count. Yeah, the count. I don't know.
If Frank was on here, he said he would get his story to you next week, and so I'm waiting to see some of what Frank sends over to you. The guy's crazy enough to decide to make crayons out of chocolate to color.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy about that is just through this whole process of meeting people. Like I spoke to Frank that Monday, or I think Monday, right before he was on your show, and it wasn't long before that when I was talking to my wife, and I knew immediately when I started this book that I wanted to have it come out on November 10th. And I mentioned to Kyle about coming to Philadelphia for the Marine Corps birthday. For the timing would have been right. We have a huge bash in Philadelphia. And my wife had said, well, if you're going to sell the books there, you should jump on this crayon thing, and anybody who buys a book have some kind of crayon to go with the book. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then I got introduced to Frank from one of the podcasts I was on. So I reached out to him about, if we can find a way to, once he gets everything up and running, we can, he's selling them, that I can buy a bunch of them and then include them with the book purchase. So I thought that would be pretty cool to do.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah,
and hopefully we can help him get through his hurdles that he has to go through to get through where he can ship and everything else. And it'd be nice to see them be able to do that soon, because that'd be a great gift for anybody at a Marine Corps ball. Hey, I got some crayons ready to eat.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marine Corps balls, last year I did one for Leathernecks MC here in Ohio. The Old Breed chapter here in Carrollton was the host. I'm kind of a local DJ, so they hired me to do it. One of the prospects is still in 325, which is the reserve unit out of Brook Park, Ohio. I get a call from the regimental sergeant major. I believe it was last Saturday. He goes, "Hey, this is Sergeant Major so-and-so." What's up, Sergeant Major? He goes, "I heard you're a good DJ." I said, "Yeah." He says, "What's your price?" I said, $800. He says, "Okay. You want to do the regimental Marine Corps ball for 325? I was like, "Yeah." Absolutely, I'll do the so to go from doing it for the Leathernecks MC to doing the regimental ball, I'm excited, because these guys are all still going to be in their blues and everything else, and makes me want to go join the Marine Corps League so I could buy a set of blues and just go through it.
You don't still have your blues?
No, I would not fit my blues. There would be people with safety glasses ducking, anodized buttons. I still have mine. Yeah, I have mine. I can still fit in mine. Usually, after this last week of drinking, probably not, but I can still fit in mine. The Marine Corps League that's down here asked me to come and be with their ball a couple years ago, and sure, absolutely. Well, it was almost kind of like a joke, because I was the youngest Marine they had there, so I had to be part of that youngest Marine, oldest Marine tradition. And from being in for so long, we go through them, and you're always, when they have that youngest kid, you're like, oh my God, like I've been in the Marines for 10 years when you were born.
So now the roles are reversed, and now the oldest guy there's like 90, and here I am. I think I might have been 40 at the time, and now they're all laughing because I was born in 75. Most of these guys were already in Vietnam and Korea, and like, oh my God, like this is what it feels like to be that person.
I think there was. I just got done. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I got one for you to listen to while you're on the road too, Kyle. I'll send the name of it to you when we're done. It's called The Longest Winter, and it is about the 99th INR platoon of the 394th Division of the Army. But they were the whole reason that Hitler's tank offensive on the Meuse didn't work, because those 18 guys held up 2,000 Germans long enough that it pushed back but nobody ever knew about, because they all got captured. They ran out of ammunition. They held fast. They didn't leave because they were told hold at all costs. They all ended up getting captured and spending like a year in prison camp, or 9 months in prison camp. But they ended up becoming the most decorated unit out of World War II platoon. So, but to listen to their stories as it goes through, because it goes from the German side. They have actual people, from the German side, and then from the American side, and to put those in there. It was easy book to listen to, and it was interesting. I mean, I would go out to the car and listen to it for 10 minutes, because it wouldn't matter if it was a 10-minute drive or a 20-minute drive. I had that book was playing on the speakers, and I was engaged into it. So I forgot what point I was getting to. Actually,
squirrel.
I got caught up in that moment. Well, when you go with the 90-year-olds and stuff like that, there are some really badass people still around who went through this shit. I think the Lieutenant Bout in that book just recently passed like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And he was like 56 in the 80s. So, I mean,
yeah. And you know what? And I would love to really get some of these stories from the older guys, because when they die, their stories are going to go away with them. And at least, I may sell 10 books, but at least the story's in the book.
I may reach out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a story, and I'm going to send you a story about one person, Fred. I'm going to send you about Fred, Albert. Fred was a 4-year, 7-month POW in Vietnam, who tried to escape 3 different times.
God damn.
It may not be a Libo story, but it's a hell of a might be something to investigate more into, and actually be a third book or something for you, because I talk to Fred's widow all the time. She's a really good friend. I have Fred's speeches from when he went to go speak to people, what he did afterwards, what he did before the Marine Corps, his Marine Corps career. I have everything documented. I'm not a writer. So, and here I am thinking about writing a book myself about I'm going to call it From Warrior to Inner Peace, from the heart of a warrior to inner peace. Even though I still have that, but I found my inner peace kind of thing.
Speaking of that, I just got my journals today, so hopefully 400 pages is enough.
He's going to journal his run and try to write something. These are just ideas we're snowballing as we grow, not only as the brand of the Cran Eaters, but as people. So I know Save 22's changed my life forever. So
yeah,
I got to meet that guy. I got a point for science.
They got the points the right way.
Got a point. Yeah, it's backwards. Point for science.
Yeah,
and he doesn't pay attention.
Kyle, have you ever done any of your journals for anything else?
I tried a few months ago, on like 6 months ago. I tried to start it, and it lasted like 2 weeks maybe, and I was like, I don't want to take the time, but I'm actually going to do it for this. I want all this documented because I know 2 guys that have walked across the country that documented theirs, and they're like, if you don't document it, you'll never remember so much stuff that you'll see and people you'll meet. So, and I'll have time, like, you know, I'm not gonna have that excuse while I'm out there, because running for 12 hours a day, I still have 12 more hours to, you know, do whatever I need to do or whatever I want to do. So
the beauty of it is the details, the smaller details. They really bring a lot of the stories, really, like the whole complete way. I was, I was 18. I got arrested while I was in the Marines down in Jacksonville, Florida. And while we were there, we were in the Duval County Jail for 14 days. And I started to document. I was just writing. I was never good at English, never good at writing, never even liked it. But I found like how much enjoyment I actually got out of it. And I was writing about everybody that came into my prison cell who like was my roommate, you know, for the 2 days or whatever. And then I went back and I read it and I was like, this is some of the funniest shit I've ever read. I wish I could find, you know, I'm sure I threw it out years ago. I mean, that was back in 94, but I wish I could find it. Like I could probably write a whole book on just some of that.
Yeah, I'm not the best with grammar and English and stuff, so I hated it in school.
You know, I go back and I think of some of the stories, you know, like going into Malta. I don't know if you've got, well, I don't know if you've ever been to Malta on a float. You pull into Malta, it's like, it's all hands on deck when you go in because it's a parade. It is all hands on deck in dress blues, in alphas, hottest damn place you can go into in the Mediterranean too. The island's only like 14 miles long, 7 miles across. I mean, but the women ratio is three women to every man on the island. So when Marines pull in, Navy pulls in, it's like, let's get pregnant. You know? Yeah. But they have a red light district.
All right, I'm head out.
There's a red light district there. So my buddy, who just didn't want to spend the time going to the bar to get laid, decided he was just going to pay to get laid. So we were sitting. So we get in a cab, and I'm sitting out there waiting for him to get done with his duty, and this cab driver looks at me and goes, "So you're a Marine, yeah?" I go, "Mm-hmm." He goes, "What would happen if I punched you in the face right now?" And I looked at him and I said, "One, if I don't get you, the 20 guys standing down there on the corner that are Navy Marines are going to come up and stomp the shit out of you." I mean, it's just stories like that you remember. The snowball fight in Norway, the guy in the wheelchair in Norway, which is probably going to make the book because that was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I never thought I would see a guy fly out of a wheelchair and beat somebody's ass. And then I have to go back to the officer of the day with a straight face and tell what happened. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking wheelchair.
Dude, you're not going to believe this, Gunny. And then this dude, he's just wheeling as fast as he can, hits the brake, flies out, and beats his ass. Yeah. You try to tell it with a straight face, and you're hoping that sergeant goes away so you can just laugh the whole time you're telling it. That is the true test of Marine Corps bearing. When you don't laugh having to tell that.
Yeah, I got lucky. I was in security forces for my first 2 years, Kings Bay, Georgia, and then I went out to 1st LAR in Camp Pendleton, and I got out there just as they had just left to go to Okinawa. So I never actually got to do any kind of floats, never made it to Okinawa or Taiwan or any of those places. I kind of feel a little left out, but after reading some of the stories, like the stories are all the same from the guys that were over there. But I spent plenty of time in TJ, you know, so we got to experience some of that in the 90s. So
I got arrested in TJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just took my money.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Yeah,
it left me outside, like a mile outside of town, and took my money. That was in comm school. It was for the stupidest thing. I was taking a piss in an alley, and the guy, I was drunk enough when the police officer says, "Yeah, hey, turn around." I turn around, and I was like right across his fucking shoe. I was done. I was done. You know, you hide all your money in your fucking shoe when you go to TJ anyway.
Yep.
So
that never changed.
he only got like $100 that was in my pocket. It wasn't like he got everything I took down with me. So they never do catch on to that. The Marines are going to keep their money in their shoe.
Well, so you would have been there. You came in right after I did, so you would have been in like
That
TJ.
was TJ early 95. Yeah, it was late 95.
Yeah, so I got out to Camp Pendleton 96.
It was
so it would have been
December of 95. It would have been when I was December of 95 was when I was at 29 Palms. So
that's so I have a picture somewhere of the original TJ Taco Bell. So it's just a taco stop, and it just has painted on the wall Taco Bell.
We went down there, and that's how I bought Christmas presents that year, really cheap, and then come home. So I once spent the craziest thing I seen coming back from 29 Palms to LAX was we were on a bus. This is right before Christmas. You're on the 408 or whatever it is out there, and 8 lanes of traffic, and the bus driver just realizes, oh shit, I have to be all the way over here.
That's how everyone drives in California.
Yeah.
He says,
my exit's right here. I got to get over 8 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
So what do? Everybody gets off the bus, blocks traffic like a road guard. We get over. And I get there and I don't realize my flight's not for like 8 hours. But they only have one bus leaving 29 Palms to LAX. I spent 8 hours in the USO lounge and met some really strange characters on the outside.
How long were you in 29 Palms? Were you just there for school, or were you stationed there?
School. And then out of 4 years, I did 3 CACs. So
yeah. I love 29 Palms.
He's trying to be like David Goggins over here doing 3 buds in a year.
CACs isn't nothing near buds. Don't touch a turtle.
Right.
But I got to the fleet right after Christmas, after New Year's in 96. I get to the fleet, check in.
I was 9. Yeah, I was 9.
Yeah, see?
9.
And Gunny goes, well, you need to get all this gear packed. I go, what for? He goes, we're going to do a CAX. I said, I was just literally, I'm 2 weeks out from being there, or a week or so out from being at 29 Palms. So we go out to 29 Palms, and CAX is way off the main side. The guy who drove the roach coach out to the camp out there, I forget what was that called? Camp
David?
Camp David. No, it was something like Charles or something like that. But anyways,
Camp Wilson.
Camp Wilson.
Yeah, Camp Wilson.
You're out at Camp Wilson. The guy who drove the road coach out there was actually an instructor at the comm school. And when I walked up to get something to eat in the morning, he goes, hey, weren't you just here? I was like, yeah, 2 weeks ago, Staff Sergeant. Because I knew he was a Staff Sergeant at the time, so I just addressed him correctly, even though he was working a road coach as a side job. He says, get whatever you want, man. It's on me. He said, nobody should have to come right back to this hellhole.
Yeah, I loved going out there. I think over my 18 years, I think I probably was out at CAX probably 4 or 5 times too, and I looked forward to it, man. That's the one place you actually get to be a Marine and do everything we do. So I'm a forward observer, 0861, and that's the only place.
That's Maine for you out there.
Yeah. That's the only place that we can, do the actual shoot, move, and communicate. I was attached with LAR, so we would be rolling through, head out of the C square, and we're dropping artillery, mortars, air fire. It was just all coming down at the same time. And it's the only place that we can really, really do that. And we didn't even shoot artillery in Iraq. So,
my last CAX that I did was with 1-8. I was with heavy weapons platoon So I ended up being their secondary radio operator taking the call for fire. So from the FO. So I got real good at translating numbers over to people.
We had one of our guys, we found knew fluent Spanish. So he got on the radio and did the whole call for fire in Spanish. That was pretty interesting.
Nice.
They didn't go repeat, did they?
No.
Number one word you do not say on the radio. Repeat.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard so many people who just absolutely hated 29 Palms. So I just, it's odd when, you find other people who like them. It's either like I am just completely messed up in the head and I just love that, or,
I'll be running through there here in 3 weeks.
It's going through the Yucca Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever watched The Howling? I mean, that takes place in the Yucca Valley. Werewolf movies.
Let me see. Let's start.
You leave next week to head out, don't you?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
I start the 17th. I should be in Vegas by the 28th or so. So I'll be through that part of the desert within a week and a half.
Don't touch turtles.
As long as there's no snakes, I'm okay. I'll set some like groundbreaking records if I. I don't know who was it. Was it Uncle Si or who? Somebody sent that TikTok of the snakes in the road the other day. I don't know. Somebody sent it in the group. Fuck that. They're picking them up out of the road and just throwing them on the. No, go. It's the only animal whatever that I don't. Nope. Spiders don't bother me.
Frank wants to remind you to hit him up once you get to San Diego.
I definitely will. Are we friends, Frank? Send me a friend request.
You can't give him any crayons. I was supposed to be the first one to try.
I tell you what, you go around 3,000 miles. I'll go to work for you.
Look at me, I'm Kyle. I'm getting free crayons because I'm running 3,000 miles. Our inner joke about flexing.
Yeah.
And I'll be waiting at the finish line with an autographed book for you. So we'll be there.
I will be at the finish line too, so you better have a second one.
What are you gonna do for it? You gotta earn it.
Hey, what I do for it is between me and Gunny.
Okay. No judgment here.
$20, all right?
I got something in the mail yesterday, and pretty excited about it. Actually, I got new. My other new stickers are in, and then I got these as well. They're not very big. They've got my route. You can't see it, but it does have my route on there that I'm running. So, I think that's all.
It's not true. Sometimes I get things before Kyle. Because if Kyle was to turn around his hat right now, he has the only second one of these in existence. But his is. I made sure that his was different than mine because I got to have the first one.
Mine's
great.
One of a kind. Mine's one of a kind.
So's mine.
My other one is out there in the living room.
Your boonie cap.
Yeah, I was gonna wear it when I ran. I'm like, no, I don't want to get it all sweaty yet.
It's gonna get plenty of sweat.
Yeah.
Frank said he sent a request.
Just got it. I will accept. Meow.
It's funny. I know you watched the show last week that Frank and I grew up maybe 20 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And now he's doing all this, and here we are. Oh. It's been a week.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's been another week because I am still, of course, I'm broadcasting from my parents' house with some creepy doll sitting right behind me. I mean, it is kind of just creepy. It's sitting there like, and
we'll have nightmares about it later.
Yeah,
that's all I need.
That thing probably moved. Felix, did you see it move?
I did.
A guy on here,
See,
Felix, he hates the paranormal.
Listen, that's you're talking about snakes. I'm not scared of anything but ghosts. That's
Really?
it, man. Ghosts freak the shit out of me.
Dude,
No,
ghosts
I
can pull
just
me
can't.
right out of bed. I don't give a shit as long as there's no snakes. I don't give a shit. Nope.
I'm trying to figure out what how do you have it?
I might have the smallest something, but it's not the smallest competition. Hey. No, like the supernatural stuff. I don't know. It's interesting. It intrigues me, but I'm not scared of it at the same time. I just don't fuck with it.
Yeah, no, my wife, she goes to a hairdresser over here that they say there's 2 ghosts in the basement, 1 man and 1 woman. And I was like, look, I don't want to know.
I don't. Yeah.
So she took my son over there with her, and they're telling my son, now my son's 7 years old. And she said, all right, well, we'll go down into the basement and we'll take a look. And she said he like put his hands out to stop her. And she was like, no, he's right there. He's right at the top of the steps. And he described what he was wearing. And the hairdresser was like, yeah, that's right. And so you watch too many movies and they're like, well, look, but that ghost can touch you and you can bring the spirit home. And now our house is haunted. Like, how could you do that to our 7-year-old? No, that freaks me the fuck out. That's the only thing I'm.
I actually have a friend. She runs a thing called Whispering Angels. She is a Army veteran. She was an MP. She is a medium, and I believe this has got to happen before Kyle runs. So I'm going to try to have her on next week to give Kyle a reading before he takes off on his run.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
I've already thought this through. Okay, this could be this is how I'm supposed to go. Okay,
well, she's probably.
I don't want to know if I'm going to go. I just want to go if I'm going to go.
Maybe we should have Felix on the next week and have her read Felix.
Yeah.
So Frank just said he's part of a paranormal group. So Frank, I've got a good story in my book for you. I'll give you a free preview. I'll send it over to you. And then I have a second story. It's not really Marine related, but I went with 2 other guys. So I work in the Air Force as a civilian, and 2 of the Air Force guys are really big into paranormal. And they invited my wife and I to go to Eastern State Penitentiary. That's here in Philadelphia. It's supposed to be haunted. We do these night tours. So we went along. And I turned off my phone, turned off my wife's phone. They were in my backpack. We were there probably for an hour and a half, and we kind of made the tour around to where Death Row was. And there's a medium that was in our group, and he starts talking about what's on the other side of this glass, and kept saying about that he's trying to communicate with us. So everything is completely silent, and I start hearing these voices, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? So it's my phone. My phone turned on in my backpack and started dialing a number that was disconnected. So the medium was like, he's trying to use your phone. And I'm like, get this off me. Like, oh no, I'm out of here. Yeah. No, I don't do ghosts.
I like that comment right there.
Yes, I really do. Everybody's a book. Some chapters we just don't share.
Yep. And that's very true. There's a lot of stories that I really, when I was writing them, I was like, I'm not even including that in the book. Some of them are funny as hell. And like, I tell them to, like my Marines while we're at the bar or whatever, but some of the things about like some of my exes or, somebody, hooking up with another Marine or something like that. Some of them I couldn't find the right place to put them in the book. And I'm on my 3rd marriage as it is. I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to be working on a 4th. So
3 marriage club.
Yes.
Yeah. Not me.
Well,
don't put me in. No bad juju over here, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. I was told as a young Marine that you can't pick up NCO without having at least 1 divorce. So I was on divorce 2 by the time I was gunning. So
Frank, show me on this doll where you've been touched.
Oh man. I'm like,
show me where you've been touched, Frank. This is my danger zone. No. Oh man.
See,
Did
I
you guys
still
hear
fuck with it. Go ahead.
Do you hear the latest news from the Department of Defense about the Air Force changing their PT standards?
I think I might have. They're gonna do walking instead of running, and they're gonna do. I don't remember the second thing. What was the second thing?
Leg lifts or something instead of crunches.
Yeah, modified. Yeah.
I think they that just came out like today or yesterday. But I was just like, you got to be kidding me.
Tabitha and Tracy shared it, I think, and I was like, because she's Air Force, and she's like, "What are they doing? Modifying the blah blah blah." I'm like, no,
I can't. I go into work on Tuesday. I gotta bring that one up.
On which head, Frank? Which head?
My good friend, he's actually a major. Yeah,
Major?
Yeah, he's a major. I always get that and lieutenant colonel mixed up. If I see it, I know it, but like I can't remember which one he is. But I was asking him, I'm like, I've got like a year and a half until I'm too old to go back. I was like, do you think I should do it? And he's like, no. He's like, just it's not the same as it was. And I would be the old guy there too. So I'm like, I don't want to be the old guy. I'm not old.
Would you go back into the Marines if you were given an option, or switch into service?
Yeah, I would go back to the Marines, but I don't know what I would do now. I definitely wouldn't go back to infantry, though. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it really, I just turned 46 over the weekend, and there's times where I feel like I'm 20. The things that I can do, I feel 20, but then there's some days that I wake up, man, and I'm like, oh my God, like everything fucking hurts right now. It's easier to tell you what doesn't hurt than what does. I mean, it just, and my son, I just actually spoke to him today. He's in college, but he wants to join. And I told him, look, get your degree first, then go in as an officer, do whatever. But, I've tried pushing him towards the Air Force. Like, look, I mean, they got the stations that they go to, the things that they do, their quality of life is so much better than the Marines that we do. And and if you don't really care, like I would never, there's no way no one could ever pay me enough to switch from the Marines to another service to change you from your blues to something else. You couldn't do it. Especially not like coming back in again. I see I have a lot of friends that have done that. Have gone from the Marines to like the National Guard or something else. And some of them, they like it. Some of them are all right, just to continue to serve or whatever. But I don't think I could handle, just the difference of personalities, the way that they are, as far as bearing and everything else. And now, I mean, look at the PT standards. Like, how do you not find that as a joke? Like, that's just ridiculous.
I heard something from Mark Calloway, better known as The Undertaker, today on I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and I happened to want to hear The Undertaker, the guy who was The Undertaker in WWE. I wanted to hear his story because, I mean, that guy did 30 years beating.
He's my all-time favorite.
Yeah, and he was beating the shit out of his body for 30 years. And some of the stuff and surgeries he went through, at one time his orbital socket was the orbital bed had 90% gone. He didn't even know he shattered it. And it took like 2 reconstructive surgeries to do, and he's done that twice. 2 hip resurface, the Birmingham resurface job where they put titanium and stuff on there. He's had that done, and he has no, like me, the muscle from the top of your shoulder to your bicep.
Yeah,
it's totally gone. Mine's totally gone. I mean, there's nothing there from the top to the bottom. I popped it, and that was it. They couldn't attach it, restretch it. But he said something about hard times make hard men. Hard men make it easier, which make it easier times make easy men. And we're in that cycle of.
Never heard that before?
Yeah.
I mean, this is, if you look at it right now. Right now we're in that cycle of We might be coming into hard times to make those hard men again. But right now, we've made a bunch of entitled, soft.
That's a sensitive subject.
I mean,
Are we capable of making hard men again? That's a
I don't know that people are going to
as complacent as we've become.
People will not get the mindsets of, and you look at the World War II veterans. Those guys were. I mean, you look at anybody who goes to war, they're young. They're young. There's an excerpt from the book where Lieutenant Bout goes, the reason why we held our position because we were all in our 20s. We didn't know better. Had I been 46, he said, at the first sign of Germans, I may have just moved my whole platoon. He says, I was 20 years old. He said, we held fast because we didn't know better, and that's what we did because we were young and we were amped up. He said, had we been older, it may not have been the same thing. And that's why we send the young kids, because they don't have that, they still have that Superman complex. Yeah. As we get older and as you get higher in rank, you start to mellow out on that gun-ho. You put on the facade for your troops to try to make them hard, to try to put a little bit of the toothpaste back into the tube, but it'll never be full again, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
But you're not going to get any more David Goggins. Because he's a monster of his own.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get the Jockos, the David Goggins, there may be some that are close, but you're never fully going to get that again. Those are monsters. Those are guys who created them. And
they're your guys' age too.
Yeah.
So they're even older than I am. So that's.
Well, I think what you see though too is, especially with, you have a lot of bad. I don't want to say bad leadership, but I saw a lot of bad leadership while I was in too, and it all comes from. I mean, just look at the Marine Corps when they went to getting rid of tattoos. How many good Marines did you lose because they didn't want tattoos? And I mean, they realized how badly they fucked that up and decided to get rid of it. But when you have leaders who are just writing up Marines for just dumb shit, like I was very lucky that I came in when I did the stuff, half the stuff that's in this book today. If I was going through today, I would have been NJP kicked out. Absolutely. And I make sure I say that in the book, like don't try this at home, kids, because it's not healthy for your career.
Yeah.
No. But I had great leaders. I fucked up, and they showed me, hey, look, this is what you should have done. You could have done, and instead of giving me an NJP or whatever, did I have to run some berms? Yeah, absolutely. Did it make me a better Marine? Absolutely. And I look forward to their leadership, and the things that that they taught us have always stayed with you. And I look at the Air Force and some of these now that they're, they get these young kids who make a mistake and they're kicking them out. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it comes because the recruiting effort is so high. It's so easy to get kids to join the military after 9/11 that they don't have you fucked up. See you later. And then what happens is those kids who do make it, they have that attitude that anytime somebody's wrong, they're just going to write them up and kick them out. And
even today, like when I was in boot camp, I punched a guy, knocked him out after PT. The only thing I got was quarterdeck for about 3 hours. And then they called me Rocky the rest of the freaking time I was there. And you do that now, you're probably on your way off the island, Back then, they wanted you to be fiery like that. The guy was just total ass and fucked up, and I turned around and it was right in front of a drill instructor once, and he was out. Just got him right after PT. You run a little PT shower, a little spray. Fucker tripped me, and I turned around. Wow! Got called Rocky the rest of boot camp. Come here, Bubba. Come here, Rocky.
I need to change our intro music to Rocky now.
Right. You have a picture of that him running the stairs behind you.
Oh no, the stairs. Oh, man. That's coming up, and my wife hates the idea of me doing those stairs. She absolutely hates the idea of me going. She goes, "You're going to be 45. That's 3 days after you turn 45. You're going to have a heart attack. You're only as old as you want to be."
Yeah, I said that right before I did the Murph challenge this year, and
until you wake up in the morning, you go,
God, the morning for 4 days I couldn't move my arms. I after I got done, I was crawling up the stairs to go to the bedroom. My arms, my legs. Oh my God! I was like, what the, Jesus Christ.
There's a guy I've been watching on TikTok that does one every day. A Murph every day.
That's
I'm
ridiculous.
Yeah, good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Like,
I've never done the Murph yet, and I probably should before I'm 50.
It wasn't. I mean, it was bad, but I mean, it wasn't like you can't do it. You know, you break them up. You know, 5 pull-ups at a time. 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 crunch or squats, and you keep doing that till you reach your number. So it's a lot more manageable. I think towards the end, I was doing more squats and then push-ups just to give me a little bit more time for my arms. And then, you know, after that, like I thought I was going to make up considerable time on my last mile run. And that was like the hardest mile run I've ever did in my life. Like I was just completely dead.
Yeah. I've done 2 or 3 maybe, you know. And I watched this guy on TikTok, and I was reading some of the comments. They were like, what's a good time to do it in? He's like, oh, a decent time is like 45 minutes. I'm like, all right, man. Good for you.
Good for you. Well, how many push-ups are you supposed to do?
It's 100, isn't it?
No, so it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 something like that.
What is the Murph challenge requirements?
According to Men and Hash 39, S Health went like this. You'd run 1 mile, do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats. Then run 1 more mile. All as fast as possible.
Yeah, while you're wearing a vest or body armor. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did mine. I finished mine in 57 minutes. I have there's a young female cop that lives down the street. She did it in 47. So my wife was giving me shit a whole week for that. Like, oh yeah, remember this? Yep.
Yeah.
The push-ups wouldn't be the challenge for me right now. I mean,
pull-ups would probably kill you though.
Pull-ups would probably get me. If I started practicing pull-ups now, it wouldn't be so bad. It'd just be using my biceps instead of my tries. But
I'm still stuck doing pull-ups like this. I can't do them like this.
I have to do them like
this. They broke me of that.
I cannot do this.
The only thing I'll say, I noticed a lot of people when I was watching. You watch some of the videos of the people who are doing them, and they all learned how to kip. Yeah. I never learned how to kip. Never. Yeah. I can't do it. Yeah. I got the whiteboard rhythm. I can't do it. So yeah. I'm stuck doing dead hang.
I did 20 dead hangs when I was. Yeah, I never kipped. Never once kipped.
Yep. And then I think they got rid of that, like 95, somewhere around 95 or 96.
I wasn't allowed to kip.
We were allowed to in boot camp.
I was not.
It had to be after 99.
No. They stopped. If you kip, they would start all over back one.
So they could do it for when we had our Ironman competition in boot camp. I lost it. I was one of the only ones who could run under 18 minutes in boot camp. Push-ups, crunches. I mean, I had no problem, but pull-ups, 20. I can get to 20, and that was it. The whole time, I don't think I ever really did more than 20 the whole time I was
300. I mean, you didn't have to do more.
And that was it.
You hit that 100 points. So
yeah, we had the guy who ended up winning Ironman. I think he did like 40. You know, and I mean, when you can kip,
yeah, it's not hard.
If you can get a rhythm, you go all day.
Yeah,
I could never get rhythm. Like I said, it was just. There was a time we were doing a mock PFT, so we did our pull-ups, we did our sit-ups, and Gunny grabs everybody together, goes, "All right, your squad, you're going to run as a squad for your 3 miles. The first full squad back gets a 72. I looked at my squad and I had every fat body. Every fat body. I was like, there's no way we're winning this. There's no way we're winning this. Well, what happened was every other skinny body took off like a bat out of hell, thinking they're just going to smoke everybody. Me and the fat body stuck together, ran, and on the way back from French Creek back to Hobnob Point, we're passing up the fast guys. I think we even carried one guy for a little bit on him. But we made it back. Very first squad with everybody back. My guys were puking and everything. And we were done for the day. We were done. Friday, we were done. It was great. I mean, the fact that those guys stuck together with me, as a squad, it was awesome. So.
Yeah, and you know what? That's fun leadership when you can do stuff like that. The last PFT I did, I took as a reservist, and that was something we brought over from active duty. Look, if you can outrun or outscore Gunny or whoever, then you got to leave early. Like, we would always do it like a Friday afternoon, and we'd let everybody loose. So we had our PFT. Sunday morning. Saturday night, me and one of the other gunnies went out, and our normal routine was going out to a local bar, going to the firehouse, and we would get in, like 4:00 in the morning. So I told the Marines, before, I was like, hey, look, whoever gets a higher total score than I do, they get to go home Sunday after the PFT. So they were pretty excited. So I rolled in. We got home 4:00 in the morning. I think I slept for an hour. Got there. I just completely trashed to take the PFT. Still did 20-100 and ran an 18:45. 3 people got to go home. They were so pissed. They were like, "What? How the fuck did you just do this?" Still, I mean, just sweating pure alcohol.
Yeah.
But I think my worst run ever in the Marine Corps was the day we got off a float. Everybody got freaking hammered drunk, and it wasn't on good beer. And we did a formation run the day after we get back from float. And I think there was everybody puked on that run. It smelled so bad of alcohol, everybody puked. That, and you still have sea legs because you're not wanting to run. And the whole formation sways. I mean, it's just because we're still sea legs. We went and gorged ourselves on like Golden Corral and everything else, and was drinking cheap beer and. Didn't stop drinking until 4 a.m. PT'd at 5. Mm-hmm. I think a couple guys threw their beer cans in as they were going out, and so it was the worst run ever. I think the only PFTs that I ever ran where I was completely sober were probably, obviously boot camp, and then like MCT, maybe. SOI, we were drinking on weekends, so we were drinking before PFTs. I mean, that was the only time I ever, boot camp and MCT, I think were the only ones. Where MCT was probably when I was sober. Yeah. We had a guy who would run it barefoot.
Jesus Christ.
17 minutes. Yeah. Barefoot.
I was late formation one morning, and we had to do a PFT. I was fucking hungover as shit. And they knew that I could run pretty well. They were like, "You're going to set the pace today." I'm like, that's not a good idea. I'm not really feeling it today. Like, they fucking ran on my ass the entire way. I was like puking, running. I still did like 19 minutes. And I was like, "You need to pick it up next time." I'm like, I'm never drinking again.
I got to go to jump school because of running. I was in security forces, and we got a brand new lieutenant who came in, and he showed up on a Friday, and Friday was our normal, like, whatever PT you wanted to go play basketball, go to the gym, go do whatever. And he came out and had this this little stupid attitude, and was like, "Hey, who would like to go for a run with me?" So here I'm the cocky Lance Corporal who can run. And I was like, "Hey, I'll go." So my platoon sergeant and the corporal that was with me, the 4 of us ended up going for this run. And we're talking while we're running. And I made a comment about security forces having jump school quotas. I said, "Look, my uncle was 82nd Airborne, Vietnam. He always gives me shit." I joined the Marines because I wanted to be able to one-up him. But he always said like, oh, well, you know what? If you're a leg, you ain't shit. So halfway mark, the sergeant that was with us, Sergeant Reeser, he has to shit. So he jumps into the bush, and they're trying to run my pace. A little bit further after that, LT's completely out of breath, and he's kind of like, just go if we're slowing you down. So I took off, and I'm running, 17-minute 3 miles, so this run was like nothing. And we got back, and I'm joking. We're all the PFCs and Lance Corporals, we're all making fun of the lieutenant and the staff sergeant because we just kicked the shit out of them. And they came back out. The battery gunny was like, "Hey, look, you got a jump school quota." So I was like, "Fucking all right."
Nice.
Worked out good.
My last PFT, they made me take a week before I got out. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" I get to the halfway point and I did this. I started running again.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I said, "What are you gonna do?" I kept smoking. I smoked the last half of my PFT and still ran it under 20 minutes, so I was all right.
You know what? And that doesn't surprise me at all. We always had Marines that would do that. They would always smoke a cigarette right before they run. And I've never smoked, so I don't know. I don't know what it's like. But you grow up and it's like it's bad for you. It hurts your lungs.
The only time I ever smoked was in the Marine Corps.
Really? Yeah.
As soon as I came home, I was like, my mom was going to kill me if she finds out I'm smoking.
We called MCT mass consumption of tobacco because you just get out of the freaking boot camp. You go to PX, you buy 2 cartons of cigarettes, you go out to the field and you had cigarettes, you had chew, you had, everything else. And it's like, yeah. After you just went 3 months clean,
I tried Copenhagen once.
Same.
And actually, so he was my roommate in Kings Bay. He was from Ohio, and we had gotten in trouble for something stupid. And we had to. Our punishment was our whole platoon had to go clean up a softball field. And I was pissed. I was just completely pissed that we were doing this. And he was like, "Here, this will help calm you down." So it's Copenhagen, and I'm sure most of you know that Copenhagen's not like the one you want to start off with.
That's what I started on.
I didn't have a clue what it was. I put it in my mouth, and I'm like swallowing it, and he kind of looks at me. He was like, "You're not supposed to swallow. You have to spit it." Well, fuck, I didn't know. So I'm like spinning. My whole body is like going into convulsions. I'm holding on to this fence because like I thought I was gonna fly away. Like it was the worst experience I've ever had. I never did it after that.
Yeah, I did chew once, and I was the same way. I didn't like it, so I just stuck with smoking.
See, I went in a chewer. I wasn't a smoker. I was a chewer. I started at the tender age of 13. If you see where I live, you'd understand. It's the hills have eyes kind of thing. And
you hear banjos.
And Skinwalker Ranch is just around the corner. Oh, Missy's cussing me because I said the name Skinwalker right now. But that's just something I did. It was so I started off in Copenhagen, thanks to my buddy's friend. Kyle, any good news on the run? What do you need yet? Since we're an hour and a half in, we might as well get your run updates. What's going on? What you need?
If anybody wants to come run 3,300 miles, I'll take a partner, or somebody can do it for me. No, really, we have basically everything we need. I've got more shoes coming in. We just need funds, really. We have enough, for gas and that kind of stuff, but I just don't want to get out there and not have enough, And we're ordering, the shirts will be in next week before I leave, I think, and we haven't cut the check for that yet, so it's another big chunk coming out. So really, if I can't think of anything specific we need right now, except for just funds, really. Just to secure
sustainable funds, make sure you're okay, and that's.
Speaking of, you can't wait for your hoodie, Albert. Tom, What's the verdict for the 10th? Are you gonna be able to drive down?
I don't know.
Meet me halfway.
I might have a vehicle issue. I'm not sure yet. I gotta get looked at this week.
Okay.
I
So
don't like to drive the Buick because the cigarette port doesn't like to work, and I can't charge my phone when I'm using navigation.
Do you know how to get to Columbus, Ohio? Don't you?
It's when I get there is where am I going?
Okay. All right. So the plan is to drive over to Columbus, Ohio on the Saturday the 10th in the morning to pick up my driver. So that way he doesn't have to drive all the way here. It's about halfway for both of us. Going to eat breakfast with Margie. Hopefully Tom can come down too. And then have me and him head back here to Columbus, Indiana, grab the RV, grab all of our supplies, and just hit the road. So, yeah, Tom, can you get to Mike's place?
Possible.
Because I do have Albert's hoodie, and I have a couple other people's hoodie I'm trying to get sent out. I've just been so busy. Brain can't catch up with everything.
I'm getting in trouble right now.
Yeah.
I quit smoking all the way up to the point of the hike, Albert, and I couldn't handle it anymore, and I was becoming a monster at home. So it was either smoke a cigarette and calm down or not. So,
Albert, will you be in DC on November 13th when I finish?
Duh. We're making plans.
I'm just asking because I know I got all pushed back, so I didn't. Okay. So do I need to take it with me on the run? Am I gonna visit you? Are you gonna visit me along the way? Yeah, we'll talk, man. I'm looking for my legs are getting
He
tired.
plans on it because he's still he's still got vacation time that he planned on coming to drive for you, even if
we can pick him up at an airport and drop him off at a different one.
Yeah, are you gonna post your schedule and stuff from where you're at? And
I'll be doing videos at least twice a day when I have service. I do one in the morning when I first start and when I end. I'll probably do more than that, as long as I have service. I videos random funny stuff, and I'll just to help distract me a little bit. And I'll be doing updates as much as I can, really.
There's going to be a possibility of the first couple weeks or so that you won't be in service for show areas either. So that's where I plan on leaning on Gunny and Frank and some other Marines that I know, because I'm not bringing on the Navy or the Air Force or the Space Force. This is a Marine show. It will be run as a Marine show. And I am actually working with, and I'm hoping Kyle's in service when I get him to come on the show, is Jeff Kyle.
Yeah. If you give me a date, if you can give me like a date, I can tell you roughly where I'll be. And
I'm hoping, but Jeff's trying to move operations with his nonprofit right now. And I did promise that when Jeff comes on, we will not talk about Chris. Other than to mention that that's Chris Crowell's brother. Yeah, this is Chris Crowell, but we're not here to talk about Chris. Jeff had a very distinguished career himself as a Marine. So we'll talk about his career as a Marine and what he's doing now to help veterans, because he picked up where his brother left off with a lot of his mission of hunting, taking veterans hunting. So me and Jeff have talked quite a bit, and I'm also working on a Kyle Carpenter interview through. I am going to bring at one point a Air Force guy, pararescue, on.
These guys are badass.
He is the guy who plunged a needle into Kyle Carpenter's chest to keep him from aspirating. And he happens to live here in Carroll County, Ohio, and is a good friend of mine. So
I think this thing is broken. So
Well,
I'm
you
looking at
broke
the
it.
distance, and it says I've only went. Where did it? Let's go through the
You
thing.
only ran around the block, Kyle. That's it.
So,
You've been
300
around the,
steps. This thing sucks.
right? Like I've been going for 92 minutes and 12 seconds, and it says I've only went. Hang on, 1.405, and here it says it is counted. It is calculated in meters. Hey Google,
did you buy that off of Wish?
what is 1.405 in meters?
1.405 inches is 0.0357 meters.
What? I don't know. I went to private school. I can't do math. I
You
know
only
that,
went-
like
You just went inches.
I've gotten where's the 7,453 rotations on this thing? Like what? I don't know.
Is this
sweating.
a toy?
I bought one of those under the desk cycling
Yeah.
thing. Just to help me get my legs, ready and everything. But yeah, I don't know.
And while Kyle's gone, I'm hoping to have a little bit more of this guy on.
Yeah, Mr. Rodney Norman. He is hilarious.
Which
Mr.
I'll give
Failure
you a
some
reminder that you were supposed to ask him also to get me a story.
Rodney is on the road,
Yeah.
and it's hard to get a hold of Rodney right
I
now.
know.
I don't. He's actually coming to Tennessee, so hopefully I can get a hold of him right before he gets to Tennessee and get he was out west, so me and the times out west don't get along.
Yeah.
1
I'd love to, and if you do end up talking to Kyle Carpenter, I'd love to get one from him too. I don't know if his Medal of Honor would prevent him from having a story that would go in my book or not, but I know they're like kind of limited on the things that they can do publicly. And I try to reach out to a bunch of there are a couple comedians that are Marines, and I'm sure they get 1,000 different PMs a day, and
Yeah.
you have
So
to really know somebody.
I actually went to Mr. The Undertaker's Facebook, which, to my surprise, is actually run by him.
Really?
And he said he is a very strong veteran supporter, and he the only thing he regrets in life is not going into the military. This is a guy who had this huge freaking career as king of the undead, and he said had he not gone to wrestling, he would have been in the service, because so he is friends with like Marcus Luttrell, David Goggins, and a few others. But he's in with Nine Line right now, doing things with Nine Line to help their clothing line out. So hopefully through my contact through Nine Line and persistence, which I have, will pay off. You want to talk about persistence?
I'm done.
You want to talk about persistence? The way The Undertaker got his first wrestling match is he sat every Wednesday. He knew the Von Erichs were coming into their headquarters. For 8 months, he was in there every Wednesday until they booked him.
Yeah.
Until they booked him. He sat there for 8 months, so
I got to pee. I'll be back.
I have audiobooks for you, Mike, to listen to while you're out there, and they will keep you captivated and going. So Travis Mills, that would be another one. I'll have to reach out and see if I can't get Travis Mills on here too. The only one I'm not going to reach out to is Dakota Meyer.
Don't like him?
I think once he was on Teen Mom, that kind of ruined my image for well, no, there was an interaction I had with him where I asked him to come to a hike to speak. How do I book you to speak at one of our hikes? He says, well, I'm not that guy you could just book, and da 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 da. He went on this rant. I'm like, you got brothers and sisters killing each other. themselves each day, and you're giving me this spew about how you just don't book anything, and you're not a show to be booked. I'm not looking for a show. I'm looking for a guest speaker. So, if I have to pay you, if I have to pay accommodations, come on, we got the money. I mean, let's do it. So I'm just gonna stick with my persistence and because we always feel that maybe say 22's one person away from blowing the organization up in a positive way. One sports figure, one JJ Watt would be another great one to get on your side because he does a lot for the veteran community. I mean, a pair of shoes each year come out is dedicated to one branch of the military or some military fund. I mean, he did the Frogman's Fund a few years back, and he had names of Navy SEALs on the insole.
Yeah.
So, I mean, now I hear you're a fan.
It's not changed. It's still on Medium. Jeez.
I didn't hear it the whole time until now.
Sorry.
Now it went away.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm tired now. My leg's hurt.
My next adventure is September 4th. These stairs.
Yeah.
22 times up. 22
September
times
4th, huh?
You're not going to be close.
I won't be. I'll be in like Missouri.
Yeah, you're not going to be close. You won't see me die.
I'll say kind of close compared to like San Diego.
Yeah, a lot closer.
See?
So since I've been doing push-ups for 384 days.
That's definitely you. That's I'm a tank.
Sitting here going.
That actually it reminds me of when I was in Iraq. We were right outside Camp Fallujah and Camp Bahria, and once everything was kind of over, we were allowed to PT, so we could run up to the gym on Camp Bahria. And one of the sergeants I had with me, he was just like a weird goofball, and he wanted to start going to the gym with me. So he comes up with me the first day. The next day, he made a PX run over to Camp Fallujah and bought the different whey protein powders, and he's sitting here like this, and he's like, man, like I'm getting huge. Like, dude, you went to the gym one day. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can feel it though. I can feel it.
I'm getting jacked, bro.
Like, okay, man, whatever.
Kids these days.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Judy once she's done training.
Yeah. When is that? October?
September, I thought.
Was it September?
Close. She's getting close.
Yeah, Donovan, I was there in 2004 for Fallujah. We were there.
I got a new Funko Pop this week.
Did you cut its head open?
I'm not going to cut their heads open. I got Dwight Schrute as the Scranton Strangler. I was like, I need that.
I need to watch that series again, but I've been stuck on World War II.
I just bought it on DVD so I can make you a copy.
No, I've been stuck on. Well, I got Hulu. So,
is it on there? It's not on Hulu, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
No, well, it's on the Peacock. It's on the add-on.
You got to pay for the Peacock though to watch it. I can make you a copy for free because it's illegal to sell them, but I can make all the copies I want. just can't sell them.
I've been stuck on World War II shit for right now. So I'm watching Band of Brothers all over again. I'm on episode 3 when it starts to get good. I mean, the first 2 were okay, and I'm glad they got David Schwimmer out of there as quick as they could in his character, because I was like, I wanted to punch the guy in the beginning. I was like, what a dick. He was jealous of this lieutenant the whole time is basically what it was. He didn't want him to succeed, but Then I'm going to watch Pacific all over again and Flags of Our Father. I got a whole list of things I want to watch right off the bat.
I took my dad to see that in theater when it came out.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah. Sobel. That was the name. Captain Sobel. Where it was Lieutenant, then Captain Sobel. But, yeah, I like Band of Brothers is probably one of my favorite. Tom Hanks and them did a great job producing that whole series and portraying it. There's a couple other movies I want to watch to follow up on it, but I'm all into that history right now. I might, while I'm thinking about it, Gunny, I go, hopefully he's still around. There is a Purple Heart veteran for the Ohio's Commissions Board. I'm on the Ohio Veterans Commissions Board. That is a Purple Heart veteran from Heartbreak Ridge.
Damn.
And if I can get to him to somehow relay a story to you, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Just a Heartbreak Ridge story. I mean, I was blown back. This guy sitting behind me in a conference, and all I want to do is turn around, shake this man's hand, and thank him up and down because, that not too many people came back down from the ridge, the Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah, I think that's probably if I had to, name a couple of my top military movies, that's got to be up there. That one, maybe Black Hawk Down. Like those are probably two of my favorite military movies.
Frank, how can you not like Tom Hanks after Saving Private Ryan? He played a great part in Saving Private Ryan.
2 words. I'm not going there.
What?
I'm not going there. You know what I'm talking about. Gunny knows what I'm talking about, probably. What I'm thinking, at least. No,
I'm not tracking. So
I'm not going to go there. Then let's move on. I don't care for Tom Hanks anymore either. So,
well, I'm kind of lost.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Oh.
I'm stressed there for a minute.
Okay. Crayons says he likes G.I. Joe.
G.I. Jane. He likes G.I. Jane. Don't let him lie to you.
I like G.I. Jane. Suck my dick.
G.I. Jane was great.
Yeah.
It is really sinking in the past week. 3,300 miles is a fucking lot of miles.
Tank Girl.
Tank Girl.
That Crayons, of course, Crayons.
Yep.
Crayons, you might have to do a couple shows with me too, man. When Kyle's gone, when Kyle doesn't have reception. Your wisdom and your inner peace, I want to tap it more into. I need to just actually have some offline conversation with Crayons.
We need to get him on here when his wife's awake so we can get loud.
So he can get loud.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Once he gets loud, like you want to go, just like you just want to go.
I wanted to go when he started talking.
He did a great job. Yes, he did. But if he would have got loud, that would have been 10 times better. I promise.
Yeah, I would have went in.
It's like the last time when we were this last Monster Ball last year.
I would have went out and ran 5 miles.
Yeah, like he was up there like yelling and going. I'm like, I'm wearing like nothing but my silkies, and I'm like, let's go. I just want to go hit something. Like,
hey, Crayons, is your wife asleep now? You know where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Is she asleep now?
I tell you, I'm thankful that my wife did not know me while I was in the Marines, because I know that she would not have put up with some of the shit that I did.
You want to know what's fucked up? Okay, we both been married 3 times. my first two wives. My first one I met while I was in the Marine Corps. So she kind of, it wasn't, I was trying to disassociate myself with everything. My second wife could have cared less what I did before I met her. And now the wife that I have now, she embraces everything and tries to help me cope with not knowing, but she says she's a proud Marine wife. You know, she takes pride in the things that I have done in the past where the other two could care less what I did. I mean,
Yeah,
other
I
than
did.
the first one driving to Jacksonville to meet up with me for a weekend and, you know, a weekend or two.
Yeah, I did the typical Lance Corporal, married a Navy Chief's daughter, got divorced less than 2 years later. I was 21 out in San Diego. Being married does not mix very well, so we did not last that long. Second wife was a Marine. We were both Marines at the same time. That didn't work out well over deployment. And now with my wife now, she compliments me very well. And being part of the Leathernecks, she loves it. She loves being part of that community. Like, she doesn't really know a whole lot about the military or the Marines. I mean, she knows what all of our guys are. And I mean, she gets the whole brotherhood. So she loves going to any of our nation meetings, and she loves going to that, talking to all the ladies. So I'm glad. Without that, I wouldn't be able to keep her.
I love the Leatherneck. I support them. I do everything I can to support them. They do everything they can to support us. Of course, one of their members is our executive director, Hacker. But I notice when I'm around them, my whole demeanor changes, and the Marine that's deep down inside, the hidden Marine is in me, comes out. We were escorting Fred to Arlington a couple years ago, and a guy, long procession of bikes. You're not getting in between this procession of bikes. We have 3 chase vehicles and cars. One's carrying the widow of Fred. And this truck tried to cut her off. And I'm hanging out the back window of a car that I'm riding and screaming. And the only thing that kept me from getting out of the car was somebody grabbing my leg from going back and beating this guy up. Now, Nick calls me. I called Nick on the phone. Nick's a CB. He's a chase vehicle with a trailer in case any of the bikes break down. And he's never seen me this way. He's always seen me as disciplined, controlled Tom. And he answers the phone. You're not going to yell at me too, are you? Because I'm scared right now. He says, what the hell got into you? I said, I've been around all these Marines all day long, and it's come back. It's just right now. It's all come back. I'm ready to go. And that's what I love about getting together with the nation and doing this show. It brings everything back for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, sometimes the nightmares.
Frank, my second wife was a stripper too. Toby's in Camp Lejeune. After she got out, we both got out at the same time. She became a stripper.
I put a lot through college.
Oh, I did. I definitely did too.
I supported single mothers. $1 at a time. Sometimes $25 in the VIP room at a time. But I was a fixture at the Driftwood for a long time.
Yeah, I said that. They had my picture up as employee of the month for like 3 months while I was there.
I actually worked there.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was a backup DJ to Jason when he was down there. So
what year was that?
97, 98. I was backup DJ right after we got off float, and I come back, and the DJ had a drug problem, and sometimes he wouldn't show up, and I'd fill in. So I got used to yelling, gentlemen, next up on the main stage, Mercedes, Candy. It was always Mercedes, Porsche, Candy, Missy, Autumn Marie.
Amber and Brittany. Those are the 2 names that I replaced all the strippers from the story with their real names. They're now Amber and Brittany.
Amber Lynn, stuff like that.
Yeah. And Patrick just asked if the driftwood's still there. It's still there, but it's now called Platinum. They renamed it a couple years ago.
One girl, she would get up there. I said, and she's got 2 tattoos. One on her left leg says "Welcome Home, Second Home Division." The other one says "Privates Eat for Free."
Oh shit!
It was such good. It was to the point my mom and dad came down, and they were coming back from vacation, and they stopped down in Lejeune, and my mom stayed at the hotel. I said, "Dad, let's go to the club." So I take them into the driftwood, and we walk in, and I got my own booth, and these women are coming in and sitting down and talking to me, and I know my first name base is not, stage name, and as we're walking in, the DJ goes, "Is that your dad?" I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, make a big deal, "Hey, Tom's dad's here," and everything else. So all the girls are sitting back there. My dad's like, "You know how hard it is to have a conversation when she's sitting there with no top on? She's just got done dancing."
My eyes are up here, sir.
Yeah. I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, for artillery school, and the first week I was there, I ended up meeting a girl at a bar who was a stripper at Dragon West, which is like, I think they have like 2 or 3 strip clubs, but I was there out with her every night for the month that we were there. After my class graduated, they had a statement that no strippers were allowed to come to graduation just because of us. But yeah, every night. And so after a month there, you start realizing you're having conversations with these girls and you're not even seeing the tits in your face anymore. You're like talking to them about bank accounts and all this. And it's like, oh, I'm like I've been here way too much that I'm not even noticing it anymore.
Yep.
Hold on a second. 1 second. Gentlemen, don't forget to tip the bartenders and waitresses. But next on the main stage, Jade.
Jade.
I'm getting cut.
Shit. Oh. Ow.
She may be small, but she is mighty.
Hey, don't fuck with her.
Don't fuck with her. Combat cricket. Don't fuck with her. I just did. I'm in trouble.
Mike just asked me if he should bring one of his guitars on the run because he saw one of my guitars when I was doing my push-ups. Get a little jam session going on.
You guys are going to be singing Kumbaya by the campfire.
We'll have plenty of that.
Warding off the snakes.
The snakes. I was like, I'm going to wake up and I go to the bathroom in the RV. There's just going to be one there. I can already... Yeah.
Watch that. You're in danger. I'm in danger.
Yeah.
We were watching. I don't know why I watch In the Army now. With Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
There's that spot where that guy's going, I got a scorpion on my back. I got a scorpion on my back. No, you don't. You're okay. He turned around. Big old scorpion.
Oh shit.
I can handle a scorpion. Don't give me no snakes.
Scorpions, I had 2 of them when I lived at my apartment.
Tarantulas, scorpions. I can handle those. No snake. In fact, I went to go get food for my tarantula one day at Jacksonville Mall, and the guy goes, "Well, I got to go get crickets." He said, "Can you hold this?" I said, "What's in that towel?" He goes, 2 little snakes. I said, "No, you go ahead and put those in the cage. I can wait."
We had all kinds of barracks pets with snakes, Savannah monitors. I mean, we had everything that was in the barracks. I think,
Well, Gunny used to come in on field day inspections and goes, "Have you fed him yet?" I'm like, "No, I haven't fed him yet." "I'll feed him. I want to watch." Because he would jump all the way across the damn cage to get a cricket. And he goes, "That's fucking awesome." And he wouldn't even look at the room. He would go,
that's it.
You knew who was coming to inspect the room, what you put out. Okay, Gunny's coming. I'm putting out the tarantula. Oh, first sergeant's coming. Get out all the hustlers. He's going to sit there for 20 minutes, not look at your room, and say, "You guys need more fucking material." And he'll walk out. We would at least get the new one to set it on top, and he would go back to an old one and be like, "Yep, she's still there." It depended on who. Well, of course, I did live with the police sergeant, so I was kind of hooked up anyways.
Since it is 10 till, I guess we should do the slide since we've been told twice.
I don't.
You want to do it or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
All right. You can catch us on twitch.tv/VetsAnon. All of our shows are streamed there, YouTube and Facebook. Our YouTube is Veterans Anonymous. Our Facebook is Veterans Anonymous 22. The Monday Night Mayhem radio show is on a hiatus for the summer, but you can catch the Scramjet show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Felix Irving, Uncle Si, Cuddling Kittens. And then on Wednesday, we have the Crossroads with Jade, the Combat Cricket, Uncle Si, Cuddling Kittens, Felix Irving, and whoever else they have on the show at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And obviously, best show of the week every Thursday, Full Metal Cran Eaters, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So now we can stop getting yelled at. Even though I got that created for the network.
Sometimes you get in good conversation. I mean, it's always nice to have a new Marine on or a different Marine on the week, because they bring different perspectives to the show. This is our first author. Well, second author. I forgot that Rodney is an author too. But
I was going to ask you guys, I know Tom hasn't, but have you listened to David Goggins' book, the whole thing?
No, I have not.
No, you should check it out.
I really only recently got into podcasts over, when I first started the book, I was listening to just a couple different things, and one led into another. And now it almost occupies a lot of my time because I have a stationary bike at work. So I go in and I'll listen to a podcast, in the morning while I'm riding my bike, or on Sunday mornings, or, whatever, like this. Like my wife is asleep right now, so like I could sit there and I'll try and not laugh while I'm listening to it. I'll have my headphones on and I'll be like typing something to you guys and trying not to laugh.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that it's been out for like a long time, but it's I guess it's really
3 years.
It's really starting to catch on. I see a lot of people that are still like, what's a podcast? I'm like, well.
Yeah.
I really don't consider this a webcast, because we're doing it live. We're doing it every week. We do it live. We're on 3 different platforms at one time. You can go back and watch it again if you want to, but it's better when you catch it live because, Jenny. It popped up. Jenny. Squirrel.
I like doing this. It's fun just say whatever you want.
This is
really.
It's a break from our norm where we can be Kyle and Tommy and Kyle. And it's the best show of the week. Yes, Scramjet.
The question marks are wrong. I know I'm not really good at the grammar and stuff, but those question marks are wrong. They should be exclamation points.
We bring quality. We bring quality guests to the show. They haven't topped Rodney yet. Heck, they haven't topped Gunny yet. They haven't topped Krantz. You're not topping Krantz. Krantz? I mean, you're not topping Krantz.
So we can just sit here, just the two of us, just me and you.
You're not topping us. I mean, let me get back into my regular studio.
We're hilarious.
Yes, we are.
We have no filter. We don't care what. We're the only one to have a disclaimer on our show.
Yeah, we have to.
It's on.
Yeah.
That's it. It's on. You guys could go wear your Hawaiian shirts all you want. It just doesn't make you wacky.
I was thinking about
Hawaiian shirts for this shit.
I was thinking about having like some kind of competition between the Marines who do shows like this. Whoever submits the funniest story for the book Like I'll have a post, and then after you read the book, you can vote for whichever one submits the funniest story, and then I'll make some kind of award for it or something.
The shirt game on the. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, how he comes back halftime with that one on. I'm looking at myself plan tomorrow, so you have it. Alternative what?
Way of getting on the show if you had to. The only bad thing about getting on cell phone is not being able to see comments.
I have a way around that because I'm tech savvy.
Oh, look at me! I'm
Could you use a hotspot?
If there's service, you could, but you can't. So on a cell phone, since Tom doesn't know this, there's this little thing. Do you have an Android or an iPhone? I can't remember.
iPhone.
Okay. You go to the little Safari button and open up StreamYard through there. You can see.
I still don't have the comments.
Baloney. It's probably, I know. Never mind. It's an iPhone. That's why.
No, it's because
if you had
never logged in.
Superior race, like
I've never logged into the account through my iPhone.
All right. I'll hook you up. I'm pretty sure that would work. If you
I don't know
the internet.
I texted
browser.
somebody for the login, or I put out for login information one time, and I got, you couldn't make a phone call. Remember last week when I was having problems? I put in the group chat who has login information, and
oh yeah.
How's your cell phone service, Tom? I mean, can you?
It's good most of the time through here. Yeah. I just I don't like to use it for other things too much that aren't Save 22.
Yeah.
Because it is the bat phone for Save 22. So
yeah.
If it rings and it comes up that 1833 I Save 22, I'm answering that. And Kyle, there's two ways I'll answer a phone. It's either hello or Save 22. So I mean, and
new phone, who this?
I don't know who this is. Save 22.
It hasn't felt like 2 hours. See, and that's the thing. Your comments are restricted. Ours aren't. Yeah. So we're better. So we're better than you.
Because we have a disclaimer.
Like you keep giving us like all this material. You're just basically just digging yourself deeper in the hole, or just.
And you wait till next week because we're gonna have. We'll have a new disclaimer next week. I guarantee you.
Cranny Eaters is number one. And the Monday Night would have been number two, but since they're on hiatus, we can't count them. So I guess that puts Scramjet in second, and then Crossroads third. But
I don't know. No. Is Scramjet even second because they're on so late?
Yeah, like everybody's in bed by then.
Yeah, I mean,
those old guys anyway.
They're talking about how they tactically acquired like a canteen. I tactically acquired a whole swimming pool. Come on.
Whole swimming pool?
Yes. So if Cy gets on and puts Crossroads is better because they have access to full.
Yeah, because they can't comment. They have to come on ours and comment.
So we're gonna run over just a hair. We do final thoughts. I don't know, Kyle. Do you got anything this week?
I don't want to go first. I always go first.
My final thoughts is because I've been dealing with this for the last couple of weeks with my internet service. Be persistent. Don't give up, because the more persistent you are, sooner or later somebody's going to notice and they're going to talk down to you, and you're just going to have to be a dick and name drop Agile internet services that run the 911 towers around here. You may only have 8 customers, but I have your number. I have called the corporate that owns your company, and I have also reported you, Mr. Kyle Quinlan, for talking to me bad. There, I name dropped him. You guys had to wait till the end of the show. And yes, Kyle Quillen is on Facebook. He lives in New Philadelphia, Ohio. So there you guys go.
Oof.
I name dropped at the end of the show.
I'm not gonna name drop anything.
I had to.
I know.
I've given them fair enough time to come move the equipment from one end of my house to the other, which shouldn't take.
Can you not
2
move it?
weeks. I cannot move it because it has to be at a certain angle, and if you get it runs off of microwave frequencies, and if you get it into it, and the numbers go into negatives, you want to be at a 50 to a 60 neg signal. If you get it to a 40, you start burning up the radio. I don't have a way of telling,
right,
unless I'm talking to the tech on the other end of the phone, if where we're at with the negative numbers coming in. So I'm not fucking with it.
Yeah. Okay. So Tom's been on my ass for the past month or so, and I appreciate it because I've not been in the greatest spot, but he's kept pushing me to not give up and keep going and all that jazz. But I've had a tremendous amount of outpouring of people trying and wanting to help in any way they can, and I appreciate it. We still have some stumbling blocks for this run, but we're going to make it happen one way or another. If I have to get some Heelys and Healy 3,300 miles, I will. That would be impressive.
I will pay to see that.
Buy the Heelys.
Fucking jeans, shorts, and a crop top. Healy and a cross.
I need some Pit Viper glasses too.
You need some Vipers? Yeah, you need some Pit Vipers.
I've about got the mullet though. Like you can't see it with my headset on, but I've about got enough for a mullet. It's in that awkward stage, and I hate it. I've almost cut it off. I'm really contemplating shaving my beard off and just rocking the stash for the summer. But I got distracted. Everyone that has reached out, thank you. Please continue to help support the run because I can't do it without you guys. Share it. If you can't donate, that's fine. Just share it. Get the message out there. I can't wait to see how this affects and changes my life. So I love you guys, and we'll let Gunny have the last say.
Gunny, do you have a safety brief that you would use for the 4th of July weekend?
Man, it's been so long since I had to do a safety brief. Yeah, I always like the safety briefs, and it's been around forever. And they always said, if you don't detract from the population, don't add the population. If you get arrested, assert dominance quickly. And although my favorite safety brief we learned from a gunny at Fort Sill said when you go out in town and you get in trouble, which obviously you guys know is an army town, yell 101st Hua as you're walking out the door. And you'll be right. I appreciate you guys having me on here. I love what you guys are doing.
Hang on for a minute after the credits. We usually bullshit for a few minutes and then yes, call your battle buddies. Call your battle buddies. And it is the 4th, so remember there will be fireworks.
Don't blow your hand off.
Ooh, I got so many fireworks for this weekend. It's not even fun.
It's my favorite holiday of the year. Like, no question. It always has been.
Absolutely.
So, I am actually dropping mortars this weekend. So short round.
Put it in reverse, Terry. What are you doing, Terry?
Yeah. Oh, we needed that video tonight. Oh, put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Terry, get out of there.
All right, guys. We're done for the night. Thank you, guys, and we'll be back next weekend or next week.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, and have a safe weekend. See you guys.
Freedom the fuck on.
From the halls of my United States Marines. Our flags unfurled to every breeze from dawn to setting sun. We have fought in every clime and place where we could take a gun. In the snow of far-off northern lands and in sunny tropic seas, you will find us always on the job, the United States Marines. Here's health to you and to our corps, which we are proud to serve. In many a strife we fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's seas, they will find the streets are guarded by United